Belgium and the Netherlands are nations of many port cities. The harbors of these cities are crowded with ships being loaded and unloaded. The harbors are busy places of trade. Belgium and the Netherlands are also lands of many waterways, rivers and canals that are also used for trade. Water and trade are important to the Belgian and Dutch peoples, as we shall see. The Netherlands and Belgium are two of the smallest countries in north-central Europe. Together, the Netherlands and Belgium are a little larger than the state of West Virginia, about 27,000 square miles. Each of these dots represents 500,000 people, a total population of more than 20 million. How can so many people earn a living in these small countries? Here is one answer. The Netherlands and Belgium lie close to the great manufacturers of Europe, Great Britain, Germany, and France, and handle many products of these manufacturing nations. Do these rivers and the North Sea help make trade possible? Important rivers that flow out of France and Germany have their mouths in Belgium and the Netherlands. These rivers and their connecting canals play a major role in trade and transportation in the Netherlands and Belgium, sometimes called the Low Countries. In many places, the coast of the Netherlands is low, so low that rising waters of the sea could flood the land. To prevent this, high barriers called dikes have been built by the Dutch. The Netherlands and Belgium, then, are called low countries because land elevations are generally low. How has this affected farming? The farms of Belgium and the Netherlands are small and well kept. This Dutch farm belongs to Mynheer de Jong. He is telling his son about the potato harvest. Potatoes, as well as beets and turnips, produce a heavy yield per acre and are important food crops. In both countries, fine dairy cattle are raised on the low, moist pasture lands. Farmers have increased their pasture lands, especially in the Zuider Zee area, by reclaiming land from the sea. How is this done? First, a dike of concrete or stone is built. This keeps the sea waters from further flooding the area to be reclaimed. Then, in pumping stations like this, electric pumps drain the water from the area. The water is pumped into canals. Some windmills are still used to aid in pumping water from canals into the North Sea. The land reclaimed from underwater is called polder land. Dutch farmers use the flat, fertile polders for grazing and growing crops. Greenhouses are another way Dutch farmers use their limited land area. Inside the greenhouses, farmers grow fruits and vegetables in and out of season. Fine hothouse produce includes tomatoes, grown for domestic use as well as for export. Other exports are tulips and hyacinths, raised by Dutch farmers in the sandy soil of the coastal region. Some cut flowers are exported, but the main reason tulips and other flowers are raised is for their bulbs. After the plants flower, the bulbs are dug from the sandy soil. These bulbs are one of the chief exports to other nations. So bulb raising is an important industry. Other industries include the mining of some zinc and lead in Belgium. In both the Netherlands and Belgium, coal is the only plentiful mineral. In the coal mining areas, the people live in small villages. Most of the men here work in the mines from which thousands of tons of coal are taken every year. And here comes some of that coal. The Netherlands produces coal for domestic use, while Belgium produces enough low-grade coal for export. These containers of coal are being efficiently transferred by crane from the railroad cars to the familiar canal barges. The coal, dumped into the barges, is then transported along the busy canals to the larger cities of the Netherlands and Belgium. This barge is pulling into the harbor of Amsterdam with a cargo of coal. Other barges and ships bring commodities from all over the world. For Amsterdam and the cities of The Hague, Rotterdam, Antwerp, and Ghent are receiving centers for products and raw materials. Can you think of some reasons for this large volume of trade? Would access to the North Sea by the Netherlands and Belgium be one reason? During the age of exploration, Dutch and Belgian ships sailed through the North Sea and the English Channel to find trade routes to foreign lands. Today, Dutch and Belgian merchants continue to import goods from such overseas lands as Indonesia and the Belgian Congo. Mynheer Huizinga, an importer, is showing his son some of the sights of the harbor. They pass buildings along the docks where merchants trade in raw materials. They see raw materials that will be processed in Low Countries factories. These are sacks of coffee beans imported from Brazil. How are these imports used? The raw materials will go to manufacturing centers. Goods may be transported by barge or by rail to large manufacturing cities. Over long distances, when speed is necessary, air freight is used. For local transport, trucks are important in delivering raw materials to the factories. In some factories, raw cotton is processed for use in textiles. In others, steel is rolled for the large shipbuilding industry. Metals are also used in the manufacture of radios and other electrical goods. Diamonds from Africa are cut for jewelry and for use in industry. Raw foodstuffs, such as cocoa beans from Africa and South America, are processed and packaged for export. In addition to factories where products are processed and packaged, there are refining plants. This large oil refinery is near the port of Rotterdam. A large amount of coal, both domestic and imported, supplies abundant power for many factories, and a dense population supplies factory labor, making it possible for the Dutch and Belgian peoples to process imported goods. Finished exports are shipped from the port cities. On the return voyages, the ships will bring more raw materials for the factories. Some boats are bringing fish, one of the chief foods and exports of the Low Countries. Do all ships in the harbor belong to the Dutch and the Belgians? No. Some of the ships belong to other nations. Many are from Western Europe. Important rivers of trade, such as the Scheldt, the Meuse, and the Rhine, have their mouths in the Netherlands and Belgium. Will ships and barges from Germany have to pass through the Netherlands to reach the North Sea? Will ships from France pass through Belgium to reach the North Sea? The development of port cities illustrates once more the importance of water and trade in the Low Countries. In the Netherlands and Belgium, we have seen that water and trade are two important ideas of geography related to the lives of the people. How has water affected the geography of Belgium and the Netherlands? How have Dutch farmers used land that was once underwater? How is manufacturing related to supplies of coal and dense population? Most important, how have the people used their access to the North Sea in building trade and supplying jobs? Perhaps now you can tell why the Netherlands and Belgium are sometimes called the trading workshops of Europe.